Okay, let's not forget either that Tom, if that's even his real name, at Carr Physical Therapy in Milpitas, fake physical therapist, has an identical twin brother, and that, Tom lived in Utah at one point, as did myredbook.com Republican felon fake doctor, actually corrupt Department of Justice area Alex Kriegsman. On that note, myredbook.com Republican stalker, solicitor of stalking, perjurer, suborner of perjury, solicitor of perjury, attempted murderess, solicitor of attempted murder, libel writer, solicitor of libel writing, slanderer, solicitor of slandering, cyber stalker, solicitor of cyber stalking, etc., etc. Annika Shea lived in Utah as well, and she worked for some law firm that's fairly well known. And, she was fairly well known at that law firm. I think it was Kleiner Perkins, if I recall correctly. And it says that she had passed away on some site on the internet, but I think that was a fake thing. But, and myredbook.com Republican felon Annika Shea, she lived in San Francisco as well, just right down the street again from my Red Book Republican felon. Pretending to be a doctor is actually DOJ area Alex Kriegsman. Then on top of that, another little coinky dink, except it's not a coinky dink. The ex-mafia members, in quotes, because they're definitely still in contact with mafia people, Greg and Glenn Chappell. So, yeah, they used to be not, they tried to make it come off like it was teasing, but you could tell it wasn't. It was more intimidating, and it was meant to intimidate. They would always come up to me and be like, so is that, area Alex Kriegsman in that blue car, like, that's in the driveway? And that would happen probably 4 or 5 times a day for quite some time. Yeah. So definitely for sure, these 2 ex-mafia members, in quotes, perjurers, warners of perjury, solicitors of perjury, all that, attempted murderers, solicitors of murder, rapists, solicitors of rape, stalkers, solicitors of stalking, all that crap. Greg and Glenn Chappell, definitely for sure, they know corrupt DOJ area Alex Kriegsman. Oh, yeah, and that little Annika Shea thing. Oh, yeah, that was just great. But let's go back to Tom at Carr Physical Therapy in Milpitas. Yeah, like, he also has an Amazon wish list. And on that Amazon wish list, there were some items that indicate that he's actually a cop. So there you go. Now, let's go to me getting my blood drawn in Sunnyvale. So I went to have my blood drawn, to have it analyzed or whatever for my doctors, like my primary care doctor and my hematologist or whatever. And my first Uber or Lyft driver, in quotes, didn't show up. So then this person shows up, and just immediately, I knew. My spidey senses, like I said, are never wrong. Never. I knew the guy was a cop. And I didn't know if he had, guns tucked in his socks or his pants or like the back of his, underneath his shirt and in his pants. Like, I didn't know if he had like 100 guns in his trunk. I didn't know what was what, and off duty or on duty, they've got guns. And cops are just super corrupt. Law enforcement all throughout the United States, like I said. Iraq, Iran, Mexico, North Korea on steroids. So I had no choice but to get in the car. And if I had stayed there, who knows? Like, I could have been murdered in the parking lot right there anyway. So I get in the car and dude confirms that he's a cop. For the Palo Alto Police Department. Yeah, that was a real fun ride home or back here. That's sarcasm. He also does like security for CVS, and I'm not talking about like security in store where he's like at a door, watching people come and go. I'm talking about like the head honcho of security, and I mean like dealing with like the computer aspect, as well as like managing all the underlings, security underlings or whatever. So he's like up there doing the security for CVS, which means that the little stalking buddies of corrupt DOJ area Alex Kriegsman that used to come to the CVS over on Homestead here, that was not a coincidence. Yeah.